实拍实说，大地海外升学。
My name is Angelo De Marchi. I'm the campus manager for City Road, Auckland UB campus. We were part of UP Education, and then we were part of ACG, and now we belong to UP Education as part of a lot of other companies. And over the years, things have changed as well. We were teaching a lot of graphic design, teaching some multimedia, and then the multimedia part grew, graphic design got less, and then the technology came up. So over the years, as things have changed, UB has adapted teaching the things that are required by the industry. So as a vocational educational company, vocational basically meaning that what we do is we teach students and we make them industry ready. So we teach them the things that the industry requires. And to be able to do that, of course, means that we have meetings with industry every twice a year, about twice a year, to be able to understand what the industry requirements are. And by doing that, and by understanding that, we are then able to teach students so that when they finish learning here, they go directly into industry and can start working. Well, we do have a few diploma courses, but more than anything, the greater thing is that we have quite a few bachelor courses. We have a bachelor in animation, that's at 3 years, and then once a student has completed their third year, they can do an honors, which is an extra year, and they can specialize in a specific field, which then will give them, more chance of actually getting a really high-end job in animation. We have a Bachelor of Software Engineering. This is a required industry in places like New Zealand because the students are learning, they're getting the knowledge that they need for things like AI, which is becoming a big part of what's happening about. And the other thing as well is after they finish that, they can actually do a master's as well. So we have a Master's of Software Engineering that runs slightly offset to the other programs. And for international students, I would always recommend the bachelor's because a lot of the industries require that students do 3 years of learning because then they know that they've got the knowledge and the skills to be able to actually stay with a company for a long time. We have huge amounts of support. Okay, support starts with the tutor. We have a student support system which is guided by somebody else. If students have issues, then we will always listen to them. If students start to fall behind in their work, we will meet with them, we'll find out what the problem is, and we'll try and solve the issue. And that will be with a tutor, it will be with the team leads who take care of our tutors, and it will be with learning support groups and learning support coordinators that look after all students. It actually goes both ways. It's really for student academics. It's also for student well-being. When students have issues and when they have problems with something that's really knocking them down, they can always come and talk to us. And if there's something that we can do, we'll actually help them. We do have a very good international communication system. When students are here, we've got, they'll found our boards that will have information about finding housing, information about, tenancies and how you actually, the issues that you might have as a tenant. But all those things can all be discussed because we have a meeting with all the international students once a month. And then students can actually bring up some issues and we can discuss them. And then we follow up on those issues to make sure that they get resolved. There's two things that really make us stand out. The first one is being that we're vocational. So we teach students what they're going to be learning in industry. We also teach students things called soft skills. Now, soft skills are basically, how to speak to people, how to communicate properly, how to work with teams, etc. Actually looking at the specifics that happen in industry. And the second one is we have a very good pastoral care system. The pastoral care is always about making sure that the student comes first, that the student's problems are resolved. If international students or any other students start, being absent, the first thing we do is we call them. We call them after a day we call them and we find out, hey, what's wrong, what's going on? And we know that there are cultural differences, though there's also an understanding of cultural differences between students, and so teachers and tutors and lecturers will know how to react to specific students that come from specific countries. New Zealand is a great place to study, first of all. It's a very safe country. It's an easygoing country, and the places, there's lots of really lovely places in New Zealand to visit. The things that they should be aware of, for example, is that if they're going to come and study in New Zealand, because we are based on teaching and learning through doing and creating, the students are going to have to do quite a bit of work. And that work basically will get them to realize how much they've learned and how well they've learned to be able to actually go into industry. We're a great college. And we really are like a big family. In New Zealand, it's known as whānau. And our whānau basically stretches throughout the country to all our different schools. And there's about 14 different schools that teach different subjects and different programs. And it's a really great place to be. And we've got great food here. Great food.
Very important. Wonderful.
可以免費去旅行，
仲可以得到每個月1萬美金啊！